Welcome everyone to episode 30 of Def's Daily Dose of Dodo 4D, where we usually look at our hero or two heroes, if you recently watched my Tiny Wisp combo, and do something a little opposite from what I do on my days on Twitch. A lot of times I'll just browse favorite streamers on Twitch and hope that I catch a good game. This time we flip it a little on end with this show. I usually pick something that turns into a bit of a clinic for the particular hero. And today is no exception. We're doing EHOME.Inflame, playing as Midlane Invoker, Quas Wex in this edition. Let's hop into the game. You'll see it's already in the draft. We're going to get it rolling. And
Reserve time.
a lot of times in these matches, the person I pick for this is going to be in the 5th slot. But not today. You saw EHOME open up in this Dota 2 Asia Championship 2015 qualifier match with an Invoker first pick. It is Inflame's, I would say, signature hero, by far. You can check out his Dota buff. He logs a lot of hours on Invoker. And I don't blame him. It's a great mid-hero. A lot of spells to remember. If you're coming over from League of Legends, he's probably the strangest hero to transition into. But he offers a lot of versatility. He offers some invis. He offers multiple skill builds. He offers burst damage. Everything that you can think of. We're actually going to speed this up, but I just want you to notice on Invasion Esports, we have a Skywrath Mage, going to be a little squishy, Shadow Fiend, a little squishy, Juggernaut squishy as well. And if an Invoker gets going, gets a little farm behind him with the Quas Wex build, he can really start dishing out damage, be a very formidable foe. We're, oh yeah, always got to do the big map so I can actually read this from my phone. Anyway, we're hopping into this game. EHOME versus Invasion. The rest of his team's going off in the jungle, but Inflame, he's starting out mid lane. Null Talisman, great survivability, you know, little extra stats, little extra damage. Intelligence also going to add to some damage. Make sure that all looks good. Fantastic. A little bit of banter. There are a lot of these Asia games, so I like the little laid-back demeanor that I've seen in some of these matches. I always love to see a little more personality, even just a little bit of chit-chat from the teams. But Inflame, no chit-chat. He's ready to start with his block. And as we see, pretty even against the Alchemist. Fang, he's not going to be joining him. It's just going to be Inflame versus the Alchemist. And he's going to be starting out with a point in Quas. You'll notice extra health regen going to be very useful against this acid spray, which is gigantic. But the damage over time going to be greatly negated. You'll also see a little bonus strength, so he's going to be a little more tanky. And the last hitting sleep fest, which I like to call the mid game, or the early game, begins. Not a lot's going to be happening, but now he's level 2. Able to pick up Invoke, and he can pick up Cold Snap. Fantastic harassment ability, and that's all what the mid lane is about. It's getting your farm, it's harassing, and maybe it's rotating to get the rune and secure a kill for your team. Your assistance would be greatly needed. Come on, mid laners. I'd like to see more rotations. We'll see how Inflame chooses to rotate in this game. Right now he's just focusing on last hitting. And for me, the early game's so boring, I might even speed part of this up. I mean, does anybody really want to watch last hitting from Invoker for 10 minutes in a row? Especially when he hasn't even picked up his first talent in Quas. But his boots are here. He's up to 330 move speed. And you'll notice a potential gank coming in at the 2-minute mark. And what does Inflame do? He backs up a little bit. He's not moving too far forward. His allies probably are telling him, hey, there might be somebody here that's missing. Clockwork, rocketing in. And that will actually cause sirens to go off, and Inflame's head. He's backing up beyond the tower. Also to just take as little damage as possible, make sure that melee creep wave picks up aggro. He is going to be gaining some extra health regen with the assistance. Oh, there's now 2 points in Quas. You'll see 2 plus, so that's about 600% increase in his HP regen, and he's going to need it. He took a little bit of damage from the Alchemist.
Didn't you hear me telling you?
As we see Alchemists take a little damage from the Alchemist because of Invoker's backed up style. By the way, Tornado, Cold Snap, it's a pretty good combo, especially when you have the assistance of another ally. Another acid spray. You hear Ursa. So there's your Tornado into Cold Snap. He's being slowed, so Ursa can catch up. He has boots as well.
First blood.
And the first blood is claimed by Invoker.
First blood.
386 gold.
Indeed,
Good job, friend.
First in everything.
If you noticed the boots coming online, it's going to be phase boots. Pretty much standard, at least for Inflame's Invoker. Quas Wex, at least. But other than that, we just see back to last hitting. He's doing a great job. 15 with 6 denials. Cold Snap still ready to harass this pretty squishy Alchemist. He has his bottle, but armor's not very high at the start, and his move speed definitely below average at 295. Inflame, once again very quick to let his creep wave pick up the creeps. Didn't secure the last hit there, but he's just going to continue. You see Acid Spray is quickly starting to get maxed out. -6 armor, but those 3 Quas Orbs really doing work here. If you're watching these VODs, I'm going to post a link to a little application if you're learning Invoker for the first time that you can pick up on your iPhone or your Android just to help you get muscle memory into pulling up these spells as quickly as possible. We do see another rotation. Shadow Fiend had dived very deep, and at the 5-minute mark, that TP goes to excellent use.
Radiant's top tower
Cold
is
Snap
under attack.
doing work. One more, and he gets a double kill. We just saw a ludicrous amount of damage being pumped out there. But also worth noting, the Malefice was helping. And meanwhile, in mid lane, Feng sitting, just occupying with the help of a Centaur ultimate. And looks like they may claim another kill on the mid lane hero, even in the absence of Inflame. Also worth noting, he's already up to 349 move speed. He's going to be up
Dire's
above
middle tower is
probably
under
400
attack.
with the assistance of those phase boots. Makes it very easy for him to rotate lanes, or at least go back to base. Speaking of very fast rotation of lanes, let's go Inflame.
That should help.
You are supposed to be in the mid lane.
'Tis
But
none
3 kills at the
cure.
6-minute mark. He is doing a fantastic job. What a rotation on his part. Always carry your TP scrolls. Another acid spray coming out. So he's just going to continue last hitting here, or at least they're denying. And then once again, pulling back to the tower, not wanting to take too much damage, continuing to farm up. You may see
Radiant's
on the
top
bottom right,
tower is under attack.
in addition to this Robo Magi, there's more Robo Magis, more Sage Masks. He's going to be working on an Oblivion Staff and eventually turn that into an Orchid. Just something that can help compound the burst damage
Dire's
that he can
bottom
put out
tower
when he
is
creeps
under
up on
attack.
someone, with perhaps a Ghost Walk into a Tornado EMP combo, or just Ghost Walking up to someone and pouring into them with Cold Snap. You'll notice with this Wex, he's going to be dealing extra damage, 68 plus 27. At least through the attack speed. The movement speed helping him catch up there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And, well, this is definitely not a 4D episode on Alchemist. This is all
Dire's
about
bottom
Inflame
tower is
and his
under
Invoker.
attack.
Racking up the gold on the last hits. But you'll see it's not just the last hits, it's those kills. It's the rotations early on that are keeping him almost first on the net worth chart. There's some pinging going on around the map from his allies. But Inflame just continuing to push here. I don't think he got that last hit either, but that's okay. He's just enjoying farming up, getting more levels. 3 in Quas, 2 in Wex here. And at the 8-minute mark, we see a rotation coming out. He's going to snatch that bounty rune and actually just return. I think he saw the rotation top for Alchemist. His support, DDC, coming to help him secure the rune, and Alchemist will actually roam back to the mid lane. Alchemist is actually staying in the jungle. He'll be late though, Invoker's already here. Inflame ready to continue farming. Still working on his first Oblivion Staff. You see it in his stash right now. The courier's coming back to get that. He'll begin working his second. Even throwing out a little combo there, harassing Alchemist back out of lane. DDC is also here to assist, putting down a sentry to deward. But Inflame, he's 3-0 and with an assist, doing a great job in the mid lane. He's made a couple key rotations in the early game. And he's constantly pushing up on the tower. Even choosing here to rotate, farm up a camp or two. He may just end up stacking it, ultimately. His Oblivion Staff was being delivered to him, as you saw. Okay. Looks like he will clear out that camp. Would have been a little weird for him to leave one low gold in the camp. I'd also like to note, at the 10-minute mark, Yang is here in support. Or at least ready to roam. But Alchemist, he's being farmed out of lane. And we see another rotation going into the bottom lane at the 10-minute mark. A Tornado EMP combo hitting off and quickly making our heroes back up. Clockwork, Shadow Fiend, they want none of that. It's the 10-minute mark. And I will happily take a break now, because that is the end of the laning phase, in my opinion. I'm not scared to call it boring. When we get back, we'll focus on the mid-game in this episode of 4D with EHOME.Inflame's Invoker. We'll be back after this.